Welcome to your IELTS Dragon. Today's video lesson is about how to talk about the coronavirus pandemic in IELTS speaking or writing exam. I'll be sharing 3 essential tips for you to communicate your thoughts about the coronavirus effectively. But before we get started, if you haven't subscribed yet, I humbly ask you to support this channel by clicking the subscribe button for you to be updated with the latest topics of IELTS speaking. Thank you so much. Let's begin. Tip number 1. Let's understand what coronavirus is. I'll be giving you the summary of the important things that you need to know, which can help you talk better or express better about the coronavirus in your IELTS speaking or writing exam. Let us learn the origin of the virus, how the virus is transmitted, who are at most risk, and the ways to protect ourselves against the coronavirus. Let's get started. COVID-19 or coronavirus disease 2019 is a respiratory illness that is caused by a new virus. A person who contracted this virus will experience fever, coughing, a sore throat, and difficulty of breathing or shortness of breath. This virus was discovered in Wuhan City in China last December 2019. This virus is easily spread from person to person through, first, having a close contact with a person who is already infected. Second, touching the objects or surfaces that have droplets from the infected person and then touching your face or mouth. Third, contacting droplets from an infected person's cough or sneeze. At the moment, there is no existing immunity for this virus. As a result, this could quickly and widely spread. The people who are at most risk of acquiring or contracting this virus are those travelers who have been overseas recently, those who have been in close contact to a person who has the virus, those who are at higher risk of serious illness, like people who are 65 years old and above with chronic medical conditions, and those people whose immune systems have been compromised. In order to protect yourself from contracting this virus, you should practice good hygiene, self-isolation, follow the social distancing rule imposed by the government, and avoid attending public gatherings. And that's the first step, understanding what COVID-19 is. You should have basic knowledge about COVID-19, or else you will not be able to answer questions that your IELTS examiner asks you. Now that you have already understood the basics of COVID-19, let's proceed to the second tip on how to talk about the coronavirus pandemic in IELTS speaking or writing. Tip number 2, learning topic vocabulary words. You should have a good amount of topic vocabulary words when talking about COVID-19 in your IELTS speaking or writing exam. Here are the words related to the coronavirus pandemic. First, epidemic versus pandemic. What is the difference between the two? Epidemic refers to an outbreak of a disease that spreads quickly and affects a lot of people at the same time. Pandemic, on the other hand, is a type of epidemic. It's an outbreak of a disease that takes place over a wide geographic area and affects a high proportion of population. Next, essentials. This refers to necessities like food, water, medicine, masks, ventilators, and other medical equipment that are used by the health workers. Frontline workers or key workers. This refers to the health workers, social care workers, local and national government workers, public safety and national security workers such as the armed forces, workers in the food production industry, transport workers, and utilities, communications, and financial services workers. Let's continue. Lockdown refers to a situation in which people are not permitted to go out freely due to an emergency, like the situation of COVID-19. Mask, a covering for the face made of cloth or fiber that prevents droplets from the mouth and nose from spreading in the air. Practice good hygiene, the act of keeping oneself healthy and clean. Self-isolation refers to staying at home or in a certain facility created by the government for 14 days in order to prevent the possible spread of the virus to other people. This is for those who have arrived from a place where there are COVID-19 cases. Let's continue. Social distancing, a way to stop the spread or slow the spread of the virus, which means less contact between you and other people. Countries impose a 1 meter distance from one person to another in public spaces. Next, telecommuting. Work from home using the internet, email, and telephone. A lot of companies all over the world now are doing telecommuting to protect their workers from contracting the virus. Ventilator refers to a hospital equipment for artificial respiration, or it is called a respirator. And finally, we have World Health Organization. It is an agency of the United Nations that is responsible for international public health. And that's all for the second tip. Having a good amount of topic vocabulary words will surely help you express your answers better. Now, let's have the last essential tip on how to talk about the coronavirus pandemic in your IELTS speaking or writing exam. Tip number 3. Gathering ideas and composing answers to the possible COVID-19 questions in IELTS speaking or writing. You must gather ideas in the first place and educate yourself more, like reading current news about COVID-19. I have prepared some ideas to the possible questions that might be asked by the examiner. Let's take a look. First, how does the coronavirus affect the world's economy? Now, here are some ideas that you can use when answering that question. Since factories are shut down, people lose jobs. No production, no revenue. Tourism industry in every country is down because of the current situation. As a result, government's revenue from tourism industry is completely down. Trading is minimal between countries because of the shutdown of borders. Use any of these ideas for you to develop or compose your own answer with that question. Next, what problems did you face or have you faced upon staying at home? Some ideas we have. Staying at home took a toll on my mental health. Had sometimes tendencies to feel depressed. Felt extremely bored and being tired of the situation. Couldn't be productive sometimes since I could only do less. So think about these ideas and try using them in answering that question. Let's continue. What changes have you made or did you make in your life during the pandemic? So some ideas that you can use, we have being extra hygienic, avoiding shaking hands or hugging, developing new hobbies, learning how to cut your own hair, and having more time to do the things which you couldn't do in the past, like exercising and doing your favorite hobbies. Another possible question that you need to prepare is, do you think your country is doing enough to combat the spread of the coronavirus? Well, possibility, if you say yes, state that the number of cases is low or the number of recovered patients from COVID-19 is higher than the number of deaths. If you say no, just state the opposite. Now let's continue. What has your government done to reduce the number of the coronavirus cases? Well, I have here some ideas which you can use. We have imposing higher fines, reducing the number of family members to go outside, or to continue tracking down people who have shown some symptoms of the coronavirus. Next question we have, do you think social distancing is a new normal? Well, this is really an interesting question, and I have answered here, yes, it is, unless a new vaccine for the virus is developed and proven effective. And that's all for the third tip. Let's review the three essential tips on how to talk about the coronavirus pandemic in IELTS speaking or writing exam. Tip 1. Understanding the COVID-19. That's very, very important. Getting basic knowledge is a must. Tip 2. Learning topic vocabulary words. You have to do this in order for you to express your answers even better. And finally, gathering ideas and composing answers to the possible COVID-19 questions as our tip number 3. Alright, so if you find value to this channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button that appears on your screen right now. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Until the next lesson.